So, but that requires Sony and Nintendo to
Yeah.
sign off on 4 and Twin Snakes. Plus, there's Silicon Knights was involved with Twin
Hmm.
Snakes. So we can dream, but it's probably not going to happen.
Especially this, unless they've like, working on it behind the scenes and kept really, really quiet about it and then surprise everyone. But that's just,
Yeah,
that's like,
that's a possibility, but even
yeah,
Japanese developers are prone to some leaks here
yeah.
and there. And look at Resident Evil. The mainline series, with the exception of the remaster of 3 or the remake of 3, has been in house in Japan, and some stuff still winds up leaking, even with the tight ship they run. Um, so you'd think something as big as that would have
Hmm.
gotten out by now if they're working on it. Um, but who knows? Could happen. But I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, while everybody's like reaching and like digging for like rumors and everything, I've been actually looking for like Konami's like financial quarterly statements because I want to know where the money's going to. I was like,
Pachinko machines.
that's yeah, exactly. Shinko machines. And then people were like, oh look, because someone actually started like doing what I was doing, like other people like catching on to that, looking
Mm.
at like financial statements, quarterly statements that they're like releasing for their shareholders. And they're like pointing out, like, oh look, they're entertainment and software. And I'm like, yeah, but that could be like for like mobile games, that could be for like their pachinko machine, that could be for like all these other things like that doesn't involve actually making the games.
No, because look at the Metal Gear Solid 3 Pachinko machine.
Hmm.
They went through and remastered a whole bunch of the cutscenes in amazing detail.
Hmm. And
Just for those. It's like, come on.
and then yeah, I was gonna say like sometimes people would like when that was going on, people were leaking that and they were thinking like, oh, it's a remake, it's a remake. And I was like, that doesn't look like a. It came out to be the pachinko machines.
So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, on a financial statement, software is a very broad term. I mean, it doesn't even have to be anything they're putting out. It can be them buying licenses to, um, you know, whatever, like spreadsheet and whatever software they're using. It's um, yeah. So
Mm,
uh, yeah, like I said, I've seen bits of 4 being played. The actual gameplay looks quite interesting. I do
mm,
like the fact that you can, disarm people, take their weapons, and then you get the Drebin points, which is
yes.
basically money, so you can buy more of your own weapons and ammo and whatever. So for the first time proper, short of playing a game on the easiest setting, you can you can go ham as Snake without having to rely on unlocking the infinite ammo bandana first. Um, as long as you're aiming pretty well and controlling how you're shooting, yeah, I've seen that you can um, shoot your way through the whole game, with the exception of the fist fight at the end. That'd be pretty short if Snake just pulls out so common. um, and yeah, again, Ground Zeroes and 5. I've seen bits, played a bit myself. Like you said,
Mm.
mechanically, it plays pretty well. It's quite fun. Going through knocking people out, figuring out if they're good as staff, flagging them for pickup, flagging up supplies and whatnot. Quite an interesting concept. Adds a bit of like metagame strategy to the whole thing, which is an interesting take. Metal Gear Rising, I've seen again a good bit of that being played. I do have it, just haven't played it yet. But everything I've played of Platinum Games has been solid. Bayonetta, Vanquish. Trying to think what else. And yeah, in terms of a lot of the other stuff, Peace Walker, Acid, Portable Ops. I know of them, but haven't looked into playing them. I know Acid is like a card-based game.
Yeah, and that's the shame of me. I had the PSP. Like, it was kind of like one of those things where it's like when Sony released something, I was like always like, gotta go buy it. And I had the PSP, and Acid for some reason was like always on sale, and I was like, oh, this game's on. It's like I should buy it. It's like Metal Gear, and I never bought it.
Yeah,
I never bought it. That's a shame on me. And I think
to
that's
be
what
fair,
happened.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just to say, like, I think that's what happened. People, I think, were expecting an actual game, and I think it was card based. And then, from what I heard, the second one was like a way better upgrade compared to the first one.
Okay.
I don't have a PSP, and I think that's the only way to play it at this time, as well.
Yeah, well, there's another means, but we'll not mention that for want of trouble.
I mean, I was gonna say, where there's a way, there's a
yes.
where there's a will, there's a way.
Saying that, although the PSP is probably considered retro at this point, it's probably not treated as retro in terms of price. I'm not sure. Because retro gaming has prices have
through the roof. Oh my god.
I mean, I'm quite lucky that the vast majority of Xbox 360 titles, most of them are pretty reasonable. Given their respective age of the game. But once you start looking a generation prior, PS2, GameCube, original Xbox, and before, that's where it starts really skyrocketing.
It gets to the point where it's like you gotta choose. You want to pay your rent, or you want this? You want whatever you're trying to buy. It's retro.
Yeah. Do you want? Do you want to keep a roof over your head, or do you want to buy that one game from 20 years ago that you really miss playing? I'll buy the game. But yeah, shall we get into my experiences with 2?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for me, I played it on day 1. This is like, once I played the first game, every game that I heard from 2 until V, when it was being released, I pre-ordered it. And where I lived in upstate New York, there's like only a handful of people that would like go to the midnight release. So it's like every iteration that came out, we all saw each other through the years, and we just kind of like wait, like, oh, hi, I'm here, you're here too, hey, hi, how you doing? And it was like, yeah, they would have like this, like GameStop near us would have like these midnight releases, and then there only maybe be like 12 people that show up, and I would say, like, is this really worth it for you guys to be up at midnight to release the game physically during the times of physical release? And
Yeah.
I played it like when it first came out, and that was in 2001, and I was still in high school, and I like just basically ran out of the house and just like, I'm gonna get this game right now and go play it. I played it as soon as I got it. As soon as I came home, I played it till the next day. And from my experience, like going into like as soon as I started it, it was a completely different game. Obviously, from the graphics has just changed from the first PlayStation to the second one,
Mm.
and including the gameplay as well.
Yeah.
Because it gave us the option now that we don't have to actually kill everyone who we come across. We can subdue them. We can actually knock them out. Whether by Snake's hands
Or the
or
M9.
yep, or the M9 pistol. And I kind of went like crazy because like it was very. I was trying to remember, like it was very low ammo on the M9. They would not, it would usually give you just enough not to like knock out every single person that you're going to come across.
Yeah.
And then my first experience that like I ran out of ammo and just started like shooting people with the lethal weapons, and come to like find out like, oh, they leave a blood trail. That was the first time I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this game's
And,
way
yeah.
different than the
And the
first one.
bodies stay behind.
They don't disappear. They stay where they are. And some of them you gotta like actually shoot like the walkies if they like get it to their hands. Like if they get closer enough, you actually try to shoot the walkie before it goes
Yep.
off. Not when they click it, and then all of a sudden the other end be like, "Hey, you called. What happened?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed because the tanker was like kind of like the introduction to like
Mm.
introducing you to the new control scheme, introducing you to what you have to do from here on out, and also the enemy AI as well. Because I think
Yeah.
if you got a certain amount of alarm and alerts, then all of a sudden the guards would come by geared up with like almost like riot shields, and
Yeah. And extra armor.
yep, and in formation coming right at you, and then I'm just like Snake with a pistol going like pat 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 pat, shooting the shields.
And you're like, I better save one for myself.
And then some another thing was like because you had to like hide the bodies. I didn't realize it till like after like till my brother played it. My little brother played it. You can actually throw the bodies overboard at certain parts in the tanker, and I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. But then the
Yeah.
whole thing was like, wait a minute, I thought you were supposed to like not kill so much. It's like I'm pretty sure like we're just drowning soldiers left and right. Here you go, off into the Hudson River.
Yeah. Yeah. Tranquilize someone, throw them overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I hope they're floating on their back. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
had a very, very similar experience. I bought it on day one. I
Mm-hmm.
um, over here, well, in this town at least, midnight releases weren't a thing. So I picked it up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I was scheduled to work, and the pros and cons of having a manager who's switched on to video games. You've got someone to talk talk
Mm-hmm.
to. But he also knew that Metal Gear Solid 2 was coming out that particular Friday. And he was like, if you call in sick,
I know
you're in so much trouble. It's like,
like,
damn it. But I bought it, and I bought the strategy guide as well because
mm-hmm.
I was into using strategy guides to do my first completion back then. And so went to work, counted down the seconds, got home as soon as I could, had dinner, put the game in, and something funny
Mhm.
happened. I got to